Hey babies, so y'all, this is my second time recording a video, so don't come for me. Do not come for me. Yes, I got on the same shirt, same makeup look, because the second time I'm recording a video for today. But today, y'all, I wanted to do another military video. So as you guys know, or may not know if you're new to my channel, welcome. But I am active duty Air Force, so I've been in the military a little bit over a year now. Like, dang, the year flew by. I did join on January 31st, 2017. So I have been in over a little bit over a year. And I do get questions like on my Snapchat and questions in my comments on my videos about just, different things. Do I regret joining the military, housing, the situation with my kids because I am a single mom, just different stuff like that. So versus just commenting on all of these different things in all these different places, I want to just do a video for you all to answer those questions, just for, even other people that may not have commented or wrote me on Snapchat or whatever. So y'all, I record on my phone, so I got like a tablet right here with all of this stuff written down. Don't judge me. But I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing that I have written down here, and it's not in no specific order, it's just how I wrote it down, is do I regret joining the military? So in a nutshell, if I had to answer with one word, it would be no. No, I do not regret joining the military. The military has a lot to offer. I have gotten, like, just a lot of benefits out of being in the military just in 1 year. So, and that'll only get better as time goes on, or the longer that I stay in the military. So no, I don't really regret joining the military. It's brought like a lot of joy to my life, a lot of a better financial situation. My kids are learning different things that they wouldn't have learned, or facing different things that they wouldn't have faced had I still been back home. So no, I don't really regret joining the military. The military, will say, is not for everyone. So you kind of have to weigh your options with that. There are some parts of me that I had to shed joining the military. I'm not gonna say every day is gravy. I'm not gonna say everything about my job is gravy, because it's not. And there are definitely things that I do not like about the military, like here and there. But if I took a sheet of paper and I wrote down the pros and the pros would definitely outweigh the cons. And there'll always be cons in any job that you have, civilian life or military life. There are always going to be good and bad things. So to me, I look at the military as a job. Like, I get up, I go to work every day just like anybody else. Only difference is I have to show up for work today. I'm required to show up to work, when I have to work, and I have to wear a uniform when I go to work. That is it. That is how I look at it. I do not bleed red, white, and blue as of yet. Like, I don't. I still, like I said, I look at this as though it is a job. Like, it provides for myself and my family. So, some people don't like that, but that's just how I look at it. So I guess I can give y'all kind of like a rundown on my day today. So on the days that I do have to work, I get up just like any other parent. I fuss at my kids, brush them to hurry up and get dressed. I get dressed. Yes, I still wear makeup. I don't wear a whole beat face like this every day, because that would be out of regulations. But I do, wear makeup to work. My hair has to be in rigs. I put my uniform on, take my kids to school, and I go to work. Like, it's just as simple as that. I am a shift worker, so sometimes I work day shifts, sometimes I work in the middle of the day, 2:30 10:30, or sometimes I work overnight. Being a single mom, it was a little bit tough, but my brother lives with me, so when I have to work overnight, or as far as picking the kids up from school, if I'm at work, my brother handles that. So if you're a single parent and you're looking to join, I would not suggest getting a shift job. Find a job that is Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4:30. If it's just you, because you will have to have someone. You're required to have someone to have your kids while you go to work. But yeah, I get up, I go to work just like anybody else. When I'm done with work, I come home, I put my uniform off, I'm me. In uniform, I'm Erin Webb. Out of uniform, I'm Shantavia. Like, you know, I do the same day-to-day stuff that anybody else would do. Get my nails done, get my feet done, do my makeup, get my hair done, cook, clean, see about my kids. Like, I do all of the regular stuff, y'all. So, you know, being in the military, yes, you do have to grow, and there is a standard for us, and we do have to hit the standard or go above and beyond the standard. But at the same time, you can still be you. You know what I'm saying? As long as you ain't breaking no laws, you showing up for work every day, you doing what you're supposed to do, you being a good airman, like, nobody's gonna say anything to you. You can still be you. I hope that answers, you know, your questions. I know that was a lot, but no, in a nutshell, I do not regret joining the military. The military has, you know, I get a paycheck on the 1st and the 15th. I live in base housing that I don't really pretty much have to pay for. I don't have to worry about medical expenses. I get tuition assistance for school. So, you know, how can I regret joining the military? 2, transitioning from BMT/tech school to active Air Force. And I've gotten this question a couple times. So in BMT, you being told what to do, when to do it, how to do it, like when you better be done doing it. You being told every single thing, like every day, every hour of the day. Like you being told when to go to sleep and when to get up every morning. You being told what time you can shower. Like, you being told pretty much the only thing, they can't stop you from going to the bathroom. You can go to the bathroom. Like, whenever you need to pee, you can go. Because they making you drink a lot. Other than that, they make all the decisions for you. In tech school, you get a little bit more, you know, of your independence back. You don't get all of it, but you get a little bit of it back. So in tech school, you do have like duty hours. So from the time you get up in the morning, I did morning PT while I was in tech school. So when we got up early in the morning, we would have to be downstairs, I think by like 5:15, 4:30 we had to be downstairs for PT, I think. Yeah, 4:30 we had to be downstairs for PT. 4:30, 4:45, something like that, and we would do PT, and that started our duty day. So we couldn't have our cell phone on us. You know, we would go downstairs, we do PT, and then after PT, you can go get breakfast. I never ate in the defect because I wanted to have time to shower, do my makeup, get dressed, smell good, look good before I had to go to class. But you do have the option to go to the defect and eat. Come back to your dorm, get dressed, fall out downstairs. I believe we had to be downstairs by 6:15. Class started at 7, so we'll, you know, they'll march us over to the schoolhouse. We will have class. During the duty day, you're not supposed to have your phone on you. Yeah, I broke the rules just like everybody else sometimes. Like, y'all don't get on my case. You know, I wanted my cell phone on me, and I have kids, so I was like, look, you know, I kept my cell phone on me, but the rule was no cell phone. And then we would eat lunch. You get an hour to eat lunch. You gotta eat in the defect. After you done eating lunch, you go back, you have class. At 4 o'clock, you fall out. They march you back over to the squadron. The MTLs, military training leaders, tell you what they have to tell you, and then you're dismissed for the day. So during the duty day, you do have to still march, which they teach you in BMT. And then after the duty day is over, you get to do whatever you want to do. When you first get to tech school, you do have to phase up. So when you first get there, you will wear your uniform everywhere you go. If you step outside of your room, you will have your uniform on until you phase up. Once you've been there for a certain amount of time, at Keesler, where I went to tech school at in Mississippi, I think we had to be there for like 20 days, something like that, 21 days. And then you could take your PT test, take like a drunk driving or alcohol class or something like that, and we phased up. You do have room inspections, so you do still have to keep your room a certain type of way. In basic training, it's a little bit more strict. In tech school, you do have your own privacy, so you it's only 2 people to a room versus a whole 50 of y'all in a dormitory, like basic training. And you do have to still keep your room up to standard, clean, you know, whatever, because your MTLs can come in and inspect at any time while you're in class. And those kind of things are what will prevent you from phasing up. Once you phase up, you can wear your civilian clothes, you can go off base, you can pretty much do your own thing besides during the duty day when you're in class. So you kind of still being told what to do, but not at the same time, only during certain times of the day, if that makes sense. And then transitioning over into active Air Force, you are now your own person. You're still, you know, a part of the Air Force. You're still an airman everywhere that you go, and you will conduct yourself as an airman everywhere you go. But you still get to do whatever it is that you want to do. As long as you report to work every day, well, on the days you're supposed to report to work, do what you're supposed to do. Don't show up to work drunk. Don't show up to work stinking, be in regs, looking the part, looking professional, ready to work, and do your thing and go home. You're good. Like I say, it's just like working any other job. It's just that you have to meet the standard. So like I said, I still do the regular things. When I'm off, I can go to the mall, I can stay home and chill, do whatever I want to do. I can go get my hair done, I can go to the doctor's appointments, I can take my kids to the park. I can do whatever it is I want to do when I'm off work. I could put in leave just like a civilian job, and you know, pretty much take like vacation days and not do, you know, not be put on a schedule or have to work. So once you transition into active Air Force, y'all, I promise it gets easier. BMT and tech school sucks, I'm not gonna lie, you know, because you're away from family and stuff. Tech school is a lot better than BMT, don't get me wrong, but you become your own person again once you transition over into the active Air Force. 3, housing / a car. So as far as a car, I did have a car prior to me joining the military, but when I moved, I lived 16 hours away from home, and the car that I had back home, I didn't feel like, you know, was up to par for me to be driving 16 hours and, you know, just, so I passed that car on to my brother, and I got a new car. Now y'all, you can get a new car once you graduate, because you can have some money in the bank. You know, you're gonna be banking a little bit. Don't go out here and get no whole Mustang, Camaro, all this craziness if you know you can't afford it. Please, you know, take into consideration your car payment, your car insurance. Like, take all of that into consideration, because being in the military, you will not be rich, especially as an airman. It's not for you to get rich. So I got a, you know, decent car for me. You know, it's cute, full size, you know, nice for me and my kids, but I didn't go over the top with it. And I did get that, you know, back home. You can get a car once you get to your duty station. So as far as housing, I do live on base. So if you have dependents, kids, spouse, you'll get dependent rate BAH, and you do not have to live in the dorms. So I'm a airman first class. I'm not a senior airman. Typically, you can't move off base until you make senior airman. But being that I have kids, I didn't ever have to live in the dorms. If you don't have kids, you will have to live into the dorms until you make senior airman. So I do live on base. Pretty much the leasing company takes my whole BAH. BAH is based on where your dependents live, where you and your dependents live. So they get my whole BAH. If I chose to move off base, then my BAH would go into my check. I would get that into my checking account, and then I would pay my bills off of it. So either way, the military is providing a place for me to live. But being that I live on base, the only thing that I have to pay in my home is cable. I don't pay water, sewer, electric, rent. I don't pay any of that. If you do not have kids and you make senior airman and you move off base, then once again you will use that money to pay your bills. You'll get less money because you're getting single rate BAH versus dependent rate BAH, but you'll still get money to pay your bills. As far as being when you're away from them tech school BMT, you will get your BAH, but your BAH will be based on where your spouse or your dependents, your kids are. So when I was in basic training tech school, I was getting BAH into my checking account, like as a part of my check, based on the zip code of where my kids were while I was in BMT and tech school. So my kids were in Florida. I was getting it based off the city rate that they were in. The city that they were in, I was getting it based off of that rate. Once they came and they were with me, it became based on the rate of where we live at now, if that makes sense. So those are like your options as far as housing. And this is only for if you're active Air Force. If you're reserve or guard, you don't get that, I don't believe. But if you're active duty, I know for a fact you do get it. 4, which is kids. How did my kids adjust to, you know, living and childcare and stuff like that? So my kids adjusted well. If you do have kids, don't worry about your kids adjusting. Kids are very resilient, and they will adjust. So it might be a little bit harder for you being away from family, you know, stuff like that. But the kids, they will adjust to it. I do have one kid that is in elementary school and one that is still in daycare. So my youngest did go to the Child Development Center on base, which all bases have. Well, I think most bases have. But I didn't really like the Child Development Center here at my base, so I recently moved him to an off-base daycare. The military does not pay for my kids' daycare. If you decide for them to go to daycare on base, then the amount that you pay will be based on your rank. The lower the rank, the less money you pay because you're making less money. But if you decide to, you know, your kid gonna go out, like you pay whatever, like that's money that you pay out of your check. The military does not pay for my kids' daycare. My oldest son does go to the elementary school here on base. I do believe that most bases have like elementary schools if there are kids allowed on that station. So my son goes to the youth center, which is like the before school, after school. So I would say I had to go to work at 6:30 in the morning. I would take him to the youth center. The youth center is across the street from the elementary school. They will have him there, feed him breakfast, walk him over to the elementary school. He'll go to school. They'll pick him up, walk him back over to the youth center, snag, you know, fun activities, doing whatever they're doing, and then I'll pick him up from there. So, you know, that's something for parents because, you know, that was like a relief from me. If, you know, like I said, I had to go to work early in the morning or whatever the case is. So that's an option. If you have kids, don't worry about them. You know, they'll be fine. And the military does try to work with, well, I'm not going to say the military because all other branches do not accept single parents. You do have to give up custody. The Air Force, being that that's new, you know, they made a lot of adjustments and stuff to help support single parents. They're not all the way there, but they have made a whole lot of, you know, adjustments. I do have a family care plan set in place. So if I had to deploy, you know, like that for whatever reason, then I do have to have someone that's in close proximity to get my kids, and then a long-term person that would like get my kids from that short-term person, if that makes sense. So say if I had to deploy whatever, my brother's here, my kids will go with him, and then eventually like my mom would get them because she's on their long-term plan. So they would go back to Florida with my mom, if that makes sense. So 5, drama. So I stay out of drama. I don't really have drama just because I'm a mom. You know, I go to work, I come home, I take care of my kids. I don't live in the dorms. I have heard that the dorms have drama or whatever, but if you keep to yourself, you won't have to worry about that. You know, mind you, the military will be all in on your business. Like any little dirt that you do or whatever, like you can get in trouble for that. You can get paperwork for that. It's not, you know, like a regular civilian job where it's like, oh, we don't care what you're doing, you're outside, you know, you're not in uniform. Yes, they do, and you will get in trouble. So, you know, just follow the rules and stay, you know, out of drama. Ladies, if you new on station, know that these men, they prey on new women. Like you fresh meat on the block. So don't go out here, you know, doing things that you shouldn't be doing, sleeping with this person, that person, this person, that person, and think that you're not gonna get talked about, because you will. And you will be that girl on the base. Like you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You feel me? I'm trying to look out for you. So take my advice. Please take my advice. Do not be that girl. You know, y'all just keep to yourself. Do your thing. Go to work. You know, chill, have fun. But just stay out of drama, because you can get in trouble. You can get paperwork. And you can get put out of the military. So, the next one, this one I kind of already addressed, but it was still being me in the military. So, y'all, I still do my thing. With me being in the military, I have grown a lot, and I had to, like I said, shed a couple things. You know, like I used to, like I have an attitude problem. I ain't ashamed to say it. Half of y'all got attitude problems too. Don't judge me. But I had an attitude problem. I had to get used to being told what to do. Like, it's not something I was used to. I was kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do me. But I had to get used to that. So there are kind of things that I had to adjust to, and there are certain things that you will have to adjust to. I'm a little bit older, so you know, I've worked a civilian job before. I knew that there were certain things I could do and certain things I couldn't. If you fresh out of high school, you know, the military is not mama house, and they're not gonna treat you like it's your mama house. Like, you will have to adult and grow up, but you can still be you. Like I said, I still hang out, you know, get a little drink if I want a little drink, because I'm old enough. Don't be out here drinking if you know you ain't old enough to be drinking, because they will put you out. Don't be smoking weed. They will put you out. Like, do things that you know is not, you know, criminal activity. Like, do things that you know is not breaking the law, you know, but still have fun and do you, you know. enjoy being in the military, learn from being in the military. If you don't plan on being in the military, you know, for 20 years or whatever the case is, like, get what you can get out of the military. That's my thing, you know, is I'm really like, as long as I'm in the military, I want to get what I can get, because best believe the military will get what they need up out of you. So get what you need up out of it, you know what I'm saying? But y'all, I think that's all that I have for right now. If there's anything else that you guys want to know, y'all know how to get in touch with me. Just leave your comments and questions or whatever down in the comment box. Add me on Snapchat, write me on Instagram, what have you, and I'll try to answer some of those questions for y'all. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.